Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Somi and I am not with my husband. Instead I am with Ali. So today we're doing something very different compared to what we normally do. Mostly because Msi won't be in this video, and so we decided to shoot a series, and this series includes having two special guests. Come along with me as we welcome the guests. As we welcome our special guest, Uthando Kazi. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Oh no. Hey, you're gorgeous. Hello, ma.
I'm Somi, and I am not with my husband. I am actually with two special guests.
Where do we look?
You can look at the camera. It's up to you. I'm with two special guests, Uthandokazi, my sister, and Uthando, her best friend. Okay. So when I say Uthandokazi, I'm referring to my sister. When I say Uthando, I'm referring to Uthando. Okay. So what we're doing today, we're actually shooting a mini series. This one is actually for the. How old are you guys?
30.
Both 30.
30.
So I thought it would be nice to actually ask the 30-year-olds some questions relating to relationships and marriage and stuff like that, just to get their perspectives on relationships and marriages. So guys, the questions are not that difficult, but we do ask that you guys are as honest as possible. I put the questions on my sister's phone, and now I don't remember her code.
Your dad's birthday.
Tanas, just unlock.
Your dad's birthday.
Just unlock. Okay, we're gonna start with an icebreaker. These are easy. So both of you, Gene, whoever answers. Describe your ultimate vacation. Okay, Tana, let's go first.
Okay.
Don't make this too long.
Yeah, I'm not. My ultimate vacation would honestly be a surprise vacation. Somewhere remote, or I don't know, the whole beach thing, I'm over it. Somewhere nice and remote, in a nice cabin, a surprise, pack your bags, let's go for like a long weekend.
Okay. Tando.
For me, it's somewhere like the Maldives.
Okay.
Where it's clear waters.
So you want to be in the water?
Yes, where he takes my passport and books, and then it's like, let's go.
Ah. Even with the surprises.
Dreaming.
Dreaming. No,
we're allowed to dream.
Here's another one. Do you feel it's okay to go through your partner's phone without their permission? Ooh. Tando, I'm directing this one at you.
No, it's not okay. I've done it before, but it's never a good idea.
And you'll never do it again?
Never say never, but I don't think I would want to do it again.
Okay. Tando, guys.
No.
Have you ever done it?
I have. I've done it before.
And?
It was stupid. So I wouldn't do it again. I honestly don't think it's something that I'd do again.
Okay. Now we're gonna move to, because I want something more saucy, man. Okay, here's something that's this is not saucy at all, but I think it's it has to do with a little bit of introspection. What are you lying to yourself about?
Sure.
And why are you so afraid of the truth? Sure. What is the one thing you lie to yourself about? I know for myself, I break a lot of promises that I make to myself. Like I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna stop procrastinating. I'm gonna eat clean. I'm gonna go to gym, and I never do those things. Well, I do, but I never stick it out.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you think you lie to yourself about?
Whew. I think for me, it's like, you know, the what I can think of off the top of my head. It's just like the simple things, like you just said. I'm trying to be better at those things, where committing to what I tell myself these challenges, I always say I'm going to start on Monday. There's a challenge that I said I'm going to start last week Monday. Then I'm going to start it this Monday. And then now I'm going to start it for real next week Monday. For me, it's committing to things that will better yourself, but they require so much work.
What have you lied to yourself about?
Starting. Starting.
Okay.
Like, I knew I was writing tomorrow, but I'm nowhere today.
You're
I'm
writing
nowhere
tomorrow?
Today. Yes. So I'm nowhere today. And I've been promising myself this whole week, okay, I'm going to do 2 chapters a day. Then when I look at the size of the chapters, I'm like, I need to sleep.
I wonder what it is, God. I think to some extent, if it's self-sabotage.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know why.
Because procrastination is much easier.
But why? I want to get to the why. Why do we do that? Why do we not want to get better?
I think sometimes it's...
Okay, are there people that do it?
I think the intention is there, but it's just the execution that
there's always, now this is off the cuff, there's always this thing that I've been hearing, which when the intention is there.
Yes.
When in the dating circles never go for someone because of their potential.
Yeah.
What is that about? I mean, I can honestly say I went for my husband because I could see potential. He was nowhere near where he is now, but I went for potential. But I'm hearing a lot of don't go potential. Tell me, was the generation?
Potential, it has a tweak of delusional. I think that's where we're at
Okay.
probably dating pool now. There's a hint of delusional.
So, the potential that you see in him. Not necessarily.
When I say don't fall for, like, don't go for potential or whatnot, there's like we kind of said, there's that hint of delusional where for some reason you think umdu who uyambona how he treats other people like horribly and whatnot, and you're like, oh, sometimes he treats me so well, but you see the core of this person. Now you're falling in love with potential because now you're seeing this person through rose-tinted glasses or whatever it's called. And another thing is, potential sometimes we are born a man where izophela like when this is where you're gonna stop because you're clearly comfortable. And then people think, no, there's potential because you're seeing the better part of that person, the best parts of that person. You see what they could achieve. They talk a big talk.
Yeah.
But come on.
Oh, I can see my guys. Because I always like I'm like, but I saw potential in my husband and I don't think I did anything wrong.
I think also people then and now it's different.
Yeah.
They're not damaged.
Yeah,
they're very damaged.
Ooh, we're gonna touch on that one. Okay, so that was our icebreaker. I hope you guys but generally the questions that I prepared for today aren't far away from easy questions. There was a question I wanted to add, and maybe I should start with it. What is your deal breaker in a relationship? Tando.
For me,
Or anyone, okay, you can start. What's your deal breaker?
If you've ever been charged for any crime related to abuse, I can't. Like domestic violence,
Assault,
anything, I can't.
Okay.
I that's the one thing where I'm just like, no. That's an absolute never accept that.
Okay. It's hard because Leo again umntu might not be forthcoming with that information.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if ndiving abantu, it's a conversation we're gonna have, and if it so turns out, because I don't have any other real big deal breakers.
No, nothing like that.
Hey man. I honestly, I'm not gonna go for a man that's got a child. But then again,
you won't go for a man that's got a child. So that's a deal breaker for Wayne.
It's not a deal breaker because if I so happen to actually be like, he's a nice guy, I'll go for it. I'm just not gonna actively pursue it, or I'm not like, if it happens, it happens. But I'm not gonna say that, I'm okay with you having 2 children or whatever. It's not a deal breaker. Like, I'm okay with it, but I'm not gonna.
So, Mandi summarize, would you date someone with kids?
Yeah, depending on how many there are.
So, what's the most? Yeah, that's it. 1.
Yes.
Tando, what's your deal breaker?
The
kids?
No.
Oh, the abuse?
Yes.
Yeah.
That. Undo that doesn't have a way of speaking to people.
Okay. I locked your phone, sorry.
Undo that doesn't have a way of speaking to people. For me, if you speak a certain way to your mother, that is a clear indication that you. What am I? If you can speak like this to your mother.
Is someone calling you?
It's your friend calling me.
Who?
I don't know what just happened. We had the longest
Disaster.
the longest break. Glassy, everything was.
Tando almost burnt down the house.
Tando almost burnt down the house.
Okay, you got to tell us. Yo, did they do?
I'm going through my messages.
All right, let's jump straight into it. I think the last question we answered was icebreaker. I mean, what am I talking about?
Deal breakers.
Deal breakers. Okay, here are the questions, dear ladies, and you guys can just jump in. It's a conversation. What's the longest you can go without marriage? So what's the longest you'll be in a relationship without marriage and you'll be okay with it?
Okay. Okay. Well, I was young. I went for 7 years without being in marriage. Then it ended. But I will never do it again.
What is your longest now? What is your cap? I think every girl kind of has a cap. What's the longest you'd go without marriage in a relationship?
3 years. 4.
3 years?
3.
And if 4 years comes and there's no proposal, you're ending it.
It's child baby.
And you and you kind of you would tell your partner, you'd tell him that, dude, in 3 years or 4 years, if I don't see a ring, I'm out.
I wouldn't say it as blunt like that, but
you'd hint.
Yeah.
Taff. What's the longest you've been, or can you rather know, what's the longest you go?
Okay. The longest I'll go, I don't have an actual cap. I did, but I don't anymore. And I think that's because of me being in a long-term relationship now, where I'm the one that's kind of more now not thinking twice about who I'm going to end up with, but more thinking a little bit more on what I want to achieve before I get to the marriage part. So I don't necessarily have a cap.
Do you think marriage would prevent you from achieving the things you want to achieve?
No, not necessarily, not at all. It's just more of where I want to see myself. It's one of those things where I wanted marriage like yesterday at some point. And now I'm kind of like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Not that marriage is going to stop me from that, but it's not my focal point right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't say no to it just because I've got things that I want to achieve, but it's not what I'm focused on.
All right. Then I guess this brings me to my next question. You guys are turning 30 this year, all right? You guys are still young, but I know that at the back of your minds, both of you, I know you're thinking babies. I know more than anything Utando. Yep. Tando is a more traditional one than Tandokazi. So do you not have a fear of the biological clock ticking, or for you guys, do you think TikTok, whatever?
I did have a fear, but then I have you as a sister also. So
what do I gotta do with this?
You hear me out.
Okay.
Where there was a time where I think I had a conversation with you and I'm like, I'm getting old. I don't care if I have a baby like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you were like, you're so young.
Yeah.
And you had your first child at 34.
Well, first child technically was at 30. And then first pregnancy was 30.
No, your first pregnancy.
5.
Your first child being at 30, you were like, Okonge came like just now. And I think that was a conversation I had with you like 2 years ago or something. So with that, and then you're like, there's so many options, blah, 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 options that cost you.
So basically, biological clock, Tando, do you fear that it's ticking away?
I do, but I've always had this thing personally that I only want to have a child when I'm married.
Okay.
So in as much as I fear this biological clock ticking, I'm not willing to settle and just be pregnant for the sake of being pregnant because of the biological clock without like what I've wanted for myself.
Yeah.
Marriage.
And probably what you want for your children as well.
I have this whole vision of the life or what kind of setup I'd like my kids to be raised in.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense. Now, seeing that you're unmarried, playing wife. By playing wife, where does that start and where does it end for you? Would you do it first of all? Number two, because you're not really the wife, you're just the living girlfriend. Okay, do you feel you'll do everything that needs to be done?
Now, personally, I mean, we're staying together.
I didn't know that.
No, I'm saying. In terms
I thought you were telling me that you were staying with somebody.
No.
This is new. This is news for me.
No. Like we
staying together. I mean, staying together. I mean, being in a I would say in a relationship, but let me not say long-term relationship. Being in a relationship and then moving in together. And would you play wife? Would you assume the role of playing wife? By playing wife, I mean, do the traditional things that a wife would do in the home. Taking care of the household, taking care of his things, cooking, cleaning, the whole shebang that a wife would normally assume. Would you do it? And where does it start and where does it end for you? Being in a relationship, not being married. Would you do it? And where does it start and end for you?
With me, honestly, I would do everything that I would normally do as I'm living alone.
Okay.
So if...
But now you're not living alone, you're living with him.
I know. But if living alone, I'm a person that will cook and clean and whatnot, I'll do those things still. But now they being a person, let's say I'm the better one at cooking, then I will cook. You just do the cleaning up or whatever. I don't generally, yes, there's the wifey duties and whatnot. For me, I don't know, it's like a tricky thing because I feel like I would want to live comfortably. And I don't want to, because I would live with a partner. I would want to live comfortably. And I don't want to then, when there's things that I actually want to do, whether it's for this person or just generally because I like being at home a certain way, I don't want to then stop myself like, now I'm being a wife. I'm not a wife, I don't have a ring. I just want to be comfortable in my space because that will be our space, my space too. So I want to be comfortable in my space. If that means I'm the one that cooks and cleans, there has to be something that he's doing too. At the end of the day, I'll expect it to be, it's reciprocated. Like there to be a partnership. As much as I'm not your wife, you're not my husband, but like even if you're living with a friend, you expect that. You expect them to pull their weight some way or the other. So I don't want to sit in filth because he's not a person that's good at cleaning. And now I'm sitting in filth because I'm just like, I'm not his wife. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I want to live comfortably. I would live with a partner and I want to live comfortably. And I don't want to live in a situation where I'm like tiptoeing around things that I will and won't do because I've got that whole thing in the back of my mind that I'm not his wife though. Yeah.
Okay. So, you would do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
When Atando?
I would stay with my partner. I don't think there's an end in terms of what I would and would not do. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we living together. We need to make things work. We need to make sure the house is always okay. So it's not that it ends at a certain point. I mean, I'll clean, I'll cook, as long as someone is pulling their weight as well. I think that for me is we helping each other. We working together. I'm working late at work. Maybe I can come home. You've cooked. It's a It's a partnership. We're working together.
All right. Which brings me then to my next question. Obviously, now your questions are must be in that order. I mean, this planning guy, because you guys are just leading me to the next question. Let's talk about traditional marriage roles or traditional gender roles in a marriage. Do you guys believe in that? Do you subscribe to that? Do you think it's something that you would follow?
Can you define what they are exactly?
Let's take it back to the olden days, where the mom would take care of the kids, as in groom the kids, take care of the kids, cook, clean the house, make sure impahla zikadidi ziright, all of those things. What are your thoughts around that? Do you think that, I don't know, how do you feel about gender roles or traditional gender roles in a marriage?
You can go. Okay.
Remember, also they go the other way.
Yeah.
A man's also got a role to play. Yeah. Traditionally, the man was a provider. And so the traditional roles, a man would provide, a woman would be more responsible to be the homemaker, take care of the kids, and so forth. What are your thoughts around that?
Okay, for me, I love the traditional gender roles to a certain extent. I love them. And for me, it's because it works for me personally. I love it when I can do things for the person that I love. I want to cook for you. I want to make sure the place is clean. I don't have children yet, so I don't know which role, like how I would play in that role. And also,
being a nurturer.
I guess I am nurturing. I like being taken care of also. That's why. So for me, I think for me, it suits me. But then also we can't be naive to the fact that now I work, you work. And there has to be, I can't be breaking my back, and because there's no way that I'm going to be bringing 0 rands into this whole arrangement. There's just no way. It's not in this economy anyways. So we just need to be helping each other out. But I generally like gender roles, not when they're forced on someone, but when you choose them, because I would choose it because for me it works for me. I like being able to cater to my person, serve my person, but I also like that person loving me the way I want to be loved, and also taking care of me, not literally taking care of me, but like, you know, being a person that is able to provide. I like a person that's able to provide. So for me, it works. And that's why I like it.
Yeah.
For it to be enforced, no, because it's funny as a band.
Okay. Tando.
I think now these days it's not the same. Like Tando said, we both working, we both provide at this point, and it's literally a matter of us helping each other in the house. But I would do the traditional things still. Like I would make sure my husband's shirts are ironed for the whole week. And make sure he has a full several colors on a Sunday.
You know,
the kids, you know, everything. Like I would do the normal or the traditional things, but also I would expect that when I'm tied up, you help out.
Yeah.
Not that it's always waiting on me
to be done. Yeah, I get you. So guys, there are some good girls out there still. Abanye bafana kaloku bayele bathi bane girls ezikhoyo ngoku, they don't wanna. Which brings me to my next question: submissiveness. What's your take on submissiveness?
I will only submit if there's something to submit to. I'm not just gonna submit just because when you want to feel like a man. No.
What is that something?
There's so many. You know what I like. You know how I want to be loved. If you're loving me the right way, literally just loving me the right way, the way I want to be loved. Obviously, there's things that I expect in a relationship. If those things are also catered to, I automatically will be submissive. I think for me, it's just automatic into your submissiveness. And that's if you are serving me the way I want to be served also. Then I automatically want to be that person that's going to be more submissive to you. But in my nature, I don't think I am submissive. In my nature.
Okay. So you'll do it for your mans.
I'll do it for my mans if he's loving me right.
Tando, submit.
I submit all the time. You're right, you're wrong. I'll
Bum,
submit.
you're a bum.
It's
Utando's
my
got the
downfall.
softest heart when it comes to matters of
I'm trying
love.
to toughen her up.
There's so many people who are trying.
So much.
Utando will just submit.
Yeah.
She just loves love.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a short left nyana and let's actually go to something that's not about relationships and that's about friendships or peers.
It's easy.
Comparison. Do you think you guys are comparing yourselves to your peers, and do you think okay, what kind of effect does that have on you and your relationships as friends?
Comparison is in.
I was joking, it was comparison. No, no much back.
We do that. No, I don't think it's a comparison more than it is a, oh, okay, my friend is doing this. Oh, this is nice. I'd like maybe to try this myself. Like, for example, there's a friend of mine that studied this other, like, advanced this other year. Then I was like, the following year, I actually should study. And so it's not unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not competition. It's growth. You want to grow, and there's that one person that's always like pushing you, or that's always doing it, and you're like, let me also try it out. I don't think I do compare
I
myself
think
to-
also when we just speak with our friend, like our small close friend, like the three of us. So there's three of us.
Yo, if you go West for you aren't part of the three. It's now you know.
But there's three of us, and it's funny how you mentioned the studying thing, because she started with the advanced in quality management. Then I did advanced in quality management. Now our other friend is doing advanced in quality management. So for us, I think it's more of a thing of, I look at my friends and it will be more of a motivation. Like my one friend, I look at her in a way of, oh, she's a great mom. She's a great partner to her fiance. And you look at those things and you're like, that's something I want to be. Utando, she's a person that's like got a big heart and whatnot. And I think, I don't know, she always disagrees with me for some reason when I say this, but she's flourishing in her career. So I can look at that and be like, oh, okay, that's something I don't think we do the comparison thing. What do they say? Comparison is a thief of joy. Yeah, I think that's the honest truth.
Yeah. I think the reason why Ndibuza is because comparison is almost, what's the word I'm looking for? It's inevitable. Especially with this life ka social media. You switch on your phone, you check your status, and you see someone is doing something, and you start to think, oh my God, let me get up and do something. No kwam. So it's just a matter of how far do you take it? And ikusebenzela njani. Abanye iyaba motivator, like you guys are saying. Abanye it makes them better. Abanye it makes them jealous, and so forth.
Pray.
Yeah, but gay.
Because now if we being Tando's in a relationship, Uzota's in a relationship, I'm not, and then it's gonna be like imagine now I'm just like, oh, Tando, break up with your partner so that we can be single together.
It's not something you would say.
But
it's something you would.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's unhealthy. I think the moment, sometimes you need to pray, because or do something. Like, you have to do some introspection if you're not a person that prays. Now, there was a time where I was comparing myself to other people, and I was like, oh man, I'm here, and we started at this point together, and now I'm not where they are or whatever. And
those things happen.
They happen, and it's just because you're looking at your life, looking at other people's lives, it's inevitable. But when it gets to a point where it's unhealthy, where I felt like there was not a bitterness, but it's like that thing where it's like kind of sad, where I'm like, I'm not where I want to be. Just pray. Honestly, pray. And honestly, there are things that you have in your life that other people are looking at in the same way. You don't know what that person had to go through to get where they are. Everybody's in a position that they deserve. So don't look at it and think that was meant for me. If it was meant for you, it would have been you. And because it's not you, then it wasn't meant for you. It's just that simple. And if you see that it's just better, and I don't know, uthakathi buqala apha, guys.
Yeah.
So just pray. Just honestly pray or meditate or whatever the hell you do. But the moment it gets to that place of bitterness, it's just gonna sit on your shoulders. It's gonna make you unhappy.
Heavy on
Yo, it's not a.
I think it's this for him now. It's something that I feel we don't talk enough about because in my old age, I told you about this where I had someone who was close to me who was going through my phone and doing things on my phone, reading messages while I was asleep, and you might think to yourself, "Hey, boo. That's dangerous." For me, it's dangerous. You just became dangerous
Because why?
Because now you're becoming wicked, but these are things we don't talk enough about. And I feel that person was not where they wanted to be, and they were just grasping at straws, trying to find something that was imperfect to make them feel better. But we don't talk enough about that. That guys, we're not gonna be where we want to be all the time, and there's other people that are going to progress faster than you, but you really need to work on yourself. And I think it goes for everyone, being me, I've had moments where I feel like I'm not where I wanted to be, and I look around and I see other people progressing, but it's a matter of, okay, I need to deal with myself.
But it's also that what you're talking about, it starts from when you're young. My parents would always be like they would make it deliberate that the three of us, then they'd buy maybe my sister something, then they don't buy us. Not to say it's I don't know if it's deliberate or whatever, but it's like okay, you bought for car, okay, not bad. Oh, you didn't buy for me, why did you buy for me? Then you grow up when if your parents is going to allow you to be like that. So for me, it comes from when you're young. When you see other people getting things that you're not getting, you feel a bit like,
I guess because for him now, immediately when you say that, I was like, your parents. But now that you mention it, it actually it's not going to be your turn to get into it. And simply because you didn't get it, you should be happy for Mdana. Simply because it doesn't mean that you can't be happy for him.
Okay, let me correct that. Maybe it's not deliberate. Maybe it's because I can afford to get for Ukawe and not get for Rutando. And you have to find a way to be fine with it because
I think it really goes very deep.
It does.
And it goes very, very deep. I did speak to my psychologist about it as well because I couldn't understand this person for the life of me. Even in the anxiety, whenever they were going to come around or be around me, I knew I would just become so anxious and I would just want to avoid in the way. And when she broke it down to me, she kind of simplified it, but no, this person's not where they want to be, and we're not being where you are. To them, how come you're there and I'm not there? Babies outside of marriage.
No, not ideally. But if it happens type of thing. But ideally, I literally would want to be married before I have children.
So you changed your mind because I remember you wanted baby.
Like I said, remember where I thought my biological clock is ticking, and then I don't know. I think over the past year, especially, my way of thinking towards relationships, children, all of that, family, blah blah blah.
Okay, let's move question. My second last question. My second last question is monogamy and openness of relationships. Where do y'all stand?
Openness is open relationship.
I'm not talking about the open relationship, but I'm saying, there's these gray areas. No. We're not talking labels. No, we're not talking labels. We're not talking any of that stuff. I'm talking about there's this thing in the dating field where people are saying, I'm dating. Ne? And now dating is very different from dating. You would be dating means dithandana now. Data would mean dithandana now. But now dating means I'm in the dating. I'm dating. That's what I want to understand. The fluidity of this mjolo. When you're dating, do you date one person? Do you say, do you date and say, I'm open to dating? We're dating. We're not committed. Abantu are saying
not committed.
how do they term it?
Situationship.
No. How do they term it? Kana, we are ntoni to each other. Ntoni kana?
We are not exclusive.
Yes, that's the one. Because the terms ngoku in these new dynamics,
I think
dynamics in relationships in. So how fluid are you guys when it comes to dating? How data are you dating specifically that person and namntu ngumntu wakho? Niye ku date nabuya wadecide ba na umntu wami ngoku andisajonganga kuyo yonke enye indawo. Okanye you are in this thing of we are dating. By dating, he can see other people. Like he can go and have a date with another person.
Let me think.
For me,
But funny enough, both of you, when I said, can he go see Abayoni, both of you were like, no child. But moment was that dating. Both of you were like,
no, I'm more old school-ish in the sense that when I say that I'm dating, I mean like this is my partner, like that's my person. If I don't think I've done multi-dating.
is it called multi-dating?
Yeah, Lando, of having, like, of not being exclusive to one person, but you going on dates with, various other people. I don't think I've done it because
So you feel enough?
I've only been in long relationships.
Now we say good date.
Not necessarily, but in the sense that, okay, we're calling each other, we talk. It has to get to a conversation, but this is what we are.
But I don't, guys.
If he doesn't say it, what do you do? Do you carry on talking to other people?
Yeah, like
people.
Because
now you're talking.
Good night, babes. Okay, good night, babes.
Exclusive.
It's not happened to me. I'm a relationship girl.
Have you always been in a relationship?
Yes.
There's a car at the gates. So we were talking about dating and open dating.
Yeah. So basically,
in other words, is dating open and marriage closed? Is both closed?
Both
for me,
both are closed.
For me, both are closed. If you're saying that I'm your girlfriend, I don't expect to see you going on a date with another person. Because then what are we doing?
Okay.
I'm right now, I'm a person of intentional dating. That's another thing. My intention is to be with you and marry you. If that is not the intention, then I think people can do openness or whatever. But for me, my intention is to marry you at the end of this. Now, if I open that up and then the intention of that person might be to marry you and that person. So, Ganya, I'm playing a game now, trying to be your favorite person. No.
Tando?
I love being in a relationship. I love committing to one person. But it gets tough when we don't want the same things. In as much as maybe I want to get married and whatever, and maybe you don't. Maybe I'll date up until a certain point, but I will only date you up until I'm like, I'm fine.
Playing games here.
Yeah, because just like Tana was saying, at this point, at the age we're at, at the age we're at,
and also what we want, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get married, but you maybe you'd find yourself settling because it's like, okay, maybe you'll eventually want this thing.
And let's talk about that.
I've never done that. I do not believe in that. If a person tells you what they want from the get-go, or they show you who they are from the beginning, believe them. Because another thing is, this person told you from the beginning that, man, let's just do this thing casual,
let's just
whatever.
be kicking you.
And then now you've been in this thing for, I don't know, a year, and you feel like, oh, this is something real, because everything that he's doing is showing you that. And then now when you start talking future, like CPO.
Okay.
And you confused, but this person told you from the get-go, but this is
so
what we're doing.
believe when they tell
I
you.
don't believe when a person shows you who they are.
But
believe them.
But on that point, does it always start as a serious relationship? It doesn't.
No.
It starts casual, then eventually it gets.
Not always. The thing is, if a person blatantly tells you that, this is where I am, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. That's what I'm talking about. When a person blatantly tells you, because obviously every relationship starts off light with no real commitment there, but you have had that conversation that it won't always
Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, let's see where it goes.
Rather that than to tell me, but I don't want this job.
Yeah, like if you don't, you like, hey man, right now I don't see myself having something serious.
And if
whatever.
I run Kisana. Especially those that they just got out of a relationship. Oh.
Would you guys date? This is not again off the cuff. Would you guys date a divorcee?
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
No, I'm just thinking about it. I was about to say
divorcee has kids.
Okay, a divorcee comes with
Kids.
history, the whole shebang, ex-wife.
But what's the difference naye than Nomto that just got out of a relationship with someone?
There's a big difference. Huge difference. Because Kana benichatile. Remember, this person was
money.
There's in-laws,
Family.
there's family, there's monies, there's properties, there's
a lot.
But there are relationships that get that deep as well.
Yeah,
where
but
there's families involved.
Yeah, but that's how.
but ke xa ziphela ziyaphela. But xa ziphela
When
ziyaphela.
there's a divorce, yeah.
But I think with a divorce, I don't know.
Do you know
divorce is
with
far
divorce-
deeper than
With the divorce, if Shambi, you have a boy child, like let's say, God forbid, Somi Msi get a divorce, and God forbid, knock on wood, you don't
Touch
get
wood,
loan.
son.
Touch wood, you don't get loan. But God forbid.
Yeah.
And now obviously right? And then also has to be there watching him with his family also, but also she has to be there. I don't know what it's called, but it's called something. But
Imagine again.
of course,
Mntana.
but then also it's called something. I forgot what it's called because so now she's having to be there playing happy family when she's probably it's just there's a lot that goes into.
I think divorce is just it's
a
a whole.
It's so much.
It's much more deeper. It runs deeper.
Hello, it depends what kind of marriage you guys went for.
Yeah, I get you, but let's be realistic. Indlela abantu bayenza ilobola and everything. You find yourself in a customary marriage, which is within community, and now you there's a lot.
I think a divorcee does come with more
There's a lot that it comes with.
than umntu who just left a relationship. Divorce, before you guys get to a divorce, it takes a lot. But for you guys to break up, it doesn't take half as much. Because for you guys to go through a divorce, it takes a whole lot. A lot of people are involved. Custody battles, there's a whole lot. There's lawyers, there's families, there's properties that need to be split. There's a whole lot. Which then for me is not something that abantu can easily walk away from umtshato wabo. You know, when the umtshato hits the rocks, it's not easy for you guys to just say aye. But the moment you guys are in a relationship, akho nto inedibansayo. If it becomes hard, it's easy for one person to say, I'm fit. This is not what I signed up for, I'm out. Yabo? So, and they are rightfully out. You know, they rightfully out, they leave, they walk away with whatever they walk away with. Whatever I came in with, I walk away with it. Yako, we split, we go our separate ways. So going into the next relationship will be easier for this person than the person who came out of umtshato. And the divorces normally take a long time for them to be finalized. And it's back and forth. It's and this person is in your life because you guys are on this back and forth, and ultimately now you get to kind of live in their
Bubble of issues. I think now honestly it wouldn't be preference, wouldn't be hey man, love is love and you love who you love, the heart wants what it wants. But I don't think I see myself getting into a relationship with a divorcee. Also, I just want that excitement of siachata now. It's like it's our first.
It's the
time.
first for both.
And also one of the reasons why I won't necessarily want to go for a partner in Umdan is because I want us to have that first child together. I know it's daydreaming sometimes, Lando, because especially man bayathanda ukutsho ke but at this age you're gonna be a stepmom or whatnot. I did not run away from pregnancy to become somebody's stepmother, honestly. But but honestly speaking, if it happens, it happens, but that's not what I want for myself. I don't want a person that's got a child. I don't want a divorcee either. Not that there's anything wrong with those people, but I know what I prefer. I prefer to start a family together from scratch. With the whole marriage thing being brand new to us, I want you to feel the same excitement that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be the same when you've been married before, you've been here before. You're going to come with lessons learned, Saoko.
Yeah. And une bruised already.
Yeah,
You've been hurt, so you're already coming in with preconceived.
That. But again, the heart wants what it wants. If it happens,
too,
it happens.
When you come from a relationship, you come with those experiences too.
True. But when you enter umchado, ni fresh to umchado. No two.
Okay.
Whereas the one person uza freshy, they're gonna learn along the way. The others like sendibona ayizosebenza thangazi. Sendibona.
Okanye suppose kuyenzwa ohlobo emtshadweni ndayazi lento ndiyithethayo because
Okay, my ex-wife used to do this.
Oh,
Why are you doing this?
Okay.
stop it right there.
But I would date a divorcee, but it would also be a case of what have you learned? Have you gone for therapy or have you gone to get help? Have you fiki with that now and
Bleed and
yeah,
bleeding on our relationship.
honestly, clear age where most people are married. Like
30-year-olds.
No, like
Yeah,
it times
30-year-olds.
look to me.
But
like
no.
what team type year was
Times something not more than 5 years older than me.
5 years are married.
Not a lot of them in this generation.
Yes.
No, Chuma.
Bangaphi abantu batshatileyo abatshata?
Yo, I
Bambalwa.
guys ezingatshatanga right now zininzi ezinganabantwana also.
As means I'm at 2K.
From
From
I guess I got unicorns.
Now I feel like 35.
Saying maybe there's 2 out of 100 or something.
35-year-old
Most
guys
of them have kids.
have kids. And they they might not be married, but kids definitely have kids. Bayabafihla.
Yep.
Bayabafihla.
They hit and children puma after 5 years of marriage.
And then I think I've got my last question go on the table, and I think we're done, ladies. When it comes to marriage, this is something a lot of people don't think far enough about or deep enough about. But when it comes to marriage, you guys say your vows to one another. What's your take, but how serious do you take love vow, sickness and in health?
Just that one.
That specific one. What does it mean to you in sickness and in health?
I take that one seriously. Through and through. Sickness and in health. Oh no, I take that one seriously. Through and through. Through and through. That one I think I would take seriously. Because I feel like I can't see going through health challenges and just decide, this is too much for me. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself just as umdu. I think that vow, I wouldn't even question it, not even a little bit. Because you can't, this is a person that you chose. And even if you choose with 100% health, you could do everything and anything. And now your health is not where it was. I can't now leave you when you need me the most. I feel like I wouldn't be able to live with myself as a person, leaving you. And also, if I love you, I should love all of you, and I should love you. And those are things that you can't really control as a person. You, like for example, let's say, God forbid, somebody gets cancer, and now I'm having to be their caregiver. I can't run away from that because I'm like, this is too much for me. How much, it's too much for that person going through it. And now if I'm also going to leave, Gandhi, I wouldn't, what are we doing? Gandhi Besins and Doni, why did we even get to this point that we're in our relationship?
But also when you talk about in sickness and in health, does it literally mean sickness and health? Mm-hmm. That's another question that I have. Because sickness and health could be rich and he loses his job, are you going to leave when he
But that's for richer or poorer.
Richer
that's
or
a different one too.
Sickness and health literally means
I am leaving you if you get poor.
So that vow you're not gonna you don't
will not stay with a person that does not know how to step out of poverty. Do not put us in a situation.
No. But let's say you have. Wait. Now we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to sickness and in sickness and in health, richer or poorer. No. So you married this guy, and you guys were doing very well. He had a job, a good job. He was an entrepreneur, doing very well. His businesses were flourishing, and just like most other people go through stuff, he goes through stuff, and bam, he's out of a job. All businesses are. What do you do?
That I can understand. I'm talking about those people where, who's this 32-year-old that stole money from KPMG? Who's
I saw that.
Things like that. I'm sorry, I'm leaving you. But then again, I knew what you were doing. If let's say I was naive and I didn't know what you were doing, and we living this good life now, all of a sudden you Hoxia figures taking everything from us, and now we left with nothing. You put yourself in that situation, you put us in the poorer. No, bye. I'm sorry.
But you'll stick it out if Mhlambi loses their job. And
so you're saying you were naive, you didn't know that he was doing that.
No, I'm saying, look, if I were naive.
So
if I were naive,
if you didn't know.
If I knew, I'm at fault if I knew. If I knew, I'm at fault. I can't leave you for something that I knew. Probably.
Let's say
because you're probably with them for the money.
I think being naive. I think there's being naive completely, and which I highly doubt it. I don't think ukona umuntu onoba that naive. But I think noba awuzote uyo investigator ba isuka phle mali, but there's something in you that tells you that hey, this is not a salary. His salary is not this much. I'm sure you've seen it basically umuntu wakho, and you looking at lifestyle and you're thinking doesn't add up. So as much as you've never had the conversation with him, but at the back of your mind you knew. So now come the hawks, come the police, school figure abantu bazombamba. What do you do?
Did you really love that person if you let it go get that far?
You loved the life that he was providing?
I loved the life, but now the life is gone. So did I really love that person?
So what would you do?
But the life is gone. The thing that I loved is gone. That's what I think, if like abantu bakla situation or whatever. But honestly, I feel like if you're a bona lendi kubek around you, and there's not even a bit of you that's like, bro, you gotta stop this. You like, come on, or whatever.
You say, babe, you have to stop, and baby stops. But baby stops right at that point to tell baby, now that I know what you're doing, you need to stop. Ufika police, ustopile ngoku, ukumamela, but ufika police again.
I'll stay.
You'll stay.
I'll stay
and leave eventually.
Well, he's gonna be in jail for a long time. Then I'll leave, but then I'll stay.
What's the staying? The staying is, will you stay through his sentence? That's the staying.
No, if he's there for more than like 3 years, I'm not gonna stay that long. What am I supposed to do? Like,
stick it out.
With who?
I mean, you remember we're eating money together, must.
Yeah, but benga yazi look, and then dati baby yeka.
Then
wayeka. Gongomso.
Figure my police.
Kaloku mna bendinaive most of the time. So.
Stop.
I did tell him to stop. It's not my problem. He stopped too late.
Tando, let's go back to in sickness and in health. How deep does this vow go for you?
For me, I would take it seriously. I mean, we married. We're supposed to help each other. I think that's the expectation that I would have for my partner as well. But I think it would be a different conversation, man, if he gets sick from things he was doing outside marriage.
Oh yeah, now that's different.
That's a different.
That's different.
That's different too.
Okay. Now, I guess this conversation is never gonna end. If he was doing things outside the marriage that led him to become ill, then for you would bounce.
Yeah.
Without a question. Yeah.
Now I know what you're implying. You're implying if he was sleeping around. I'm guessing. What if he was doing other things? Being an excessive drinker.
I would stay.
You know, when I think about this vow,
that's addiction. I think you should help somebody.
When I think about this vow, I think about things like that as well. Do you stick it out? Because even addiction, I think about addiction. I think about alcohol abuse. I think about gambling. I think about someone who takes pain meds and stuff like that non-stop, would you stick it out?
I would.
The reality of it is that this person is gambling your house away.
To a certain extent.
They're gambling your livelihood away. They're gambling imali yabantwana bakho away. They're gambling their life away. Or drinking. It doesn't matter because gambling. I mean, what you call this addiction is an illness in my belief. Because I know a lot of times we think of illness as ufumene cancer. Oh no, yabona it was ayonto ayenzileyo ngokunokwakhe. Into ezinjalo, would you stick it out? And I've got another question, another sort of add on. There's other illnesses as well. Umntu wakho mhlawumbi he has mental health issues, schizophrenia, for example. Now that becomes very ugly, very ugly. The type also phuma apha endlini, he walks, I don't know, 50 kilometers. Is that something you would be able to stick it out?
For me, on both the addiction and the heavy mental illness, I don't know how to put it, but like where it gets to a point where it has affected nyanyan. I think I would stick it out, but also get all the help necessary. It might get to a point where it's not healthy for me to be with you, for myself at that point. Kids. Yeah, and the kids, because now we're talking addiction. Addiction can be ugly. Mental health or mental illness can be really ugly too. Now there are situations where I'll have to equation, but I will still make sure that I get you the help that you need. You can't leave umdu who you know them through and through, and now they're suffering from this addiction or from this mental illness that has taken over them completely, and now suddenly I'm just gonna use his hand and just be like, I'm hands off. I feel like I'll get you the help that you need. If it means that now I have to step out, I'm not completely throwing those vows away, because I'll still help you through it. I
You'll
might
still
not
remain married to this person?
I might not help you through it as your wife, probably, because it also depends. Like, people do weird things. Addiction especially. Not talking mental illness now, I'm talking addiction. People do crazy things when it comes to addiction that might cause me to just be like, I can't do this with you anymore. But I can't just leave you, Ndukubona, this disease eating you up, and just be like, I'm done with you, Zibonel. I'll exhaust every avenue or option that I have to get you help. But then I also have to be careful to look out for myself in that whole equation. Like, or if there's children involved, abantwana, how are they going to be affected? But I don't think that it's a vow that I'll just be like, I'll try my utmost best, because I feel like, man, you know this person, you've loved this person, and now you're seeing this disease, whether it be addiction or mental illness, take over them. You can't just watch them and be like, I don't want to be a part of this.
And if someone doesn't disclose illness up front, and you find out inside the marriage, maybe they thought it was under control.
I think that's a very big possibility, especially with black men. I think that is a very real possibility. And
would you still stick it out? They didn't disclose. They knew they had a condition. They didn't disclose. You guys got married.
I would, because
there's a reason why he didn't.
Yeah, mental illness is also still very
now this this question, it transcends mental illness. Illness, in general.
Depending on the illness, also, because there are illnesses you have to disclose legally.
For me, I think, Tlami, there's one you didn't disclose, but in you not disclosing it, you're protecting me too. Then maybe you would eventually disclose it, making sure that you take the necessary measures to protect me.
So okay, let me.
I think I'm not sure.
Let me say mental illness, for example. Let's say your partner, he's schizophrenic, you are unaware. You get married to this guy, and you guys think that you're gonna live happily ever after. 5 months into the marriage,
something's not balancing.
Something's not right. He didn't tell you. His psychologist pops up
out of the woods saying, "Wow, what happened? Did you relapse? Mama, I killed you." So you kind of figure that, okay,
This is a
this
known
is a known
thing.
thing.
Mm.
I'd stick it
Do
out.
you feel you'd stick it out?
I would stick it out
You wouldn't
because
feel betrayed, or
I will. I obviously will. I want to understand, why did you feel like you can't share that with me? And the thing is, with, like, again, I'll say with black men especially, they you'll find that that was the illness that he was also told to keep a secret. Because in the black community, let's be honest, mental illness, it's still a very taboo
Who
conversation.
tells them to keep it a secret?
Family sometimes.
So sometimes their family will tell them, because kuzothiwa ba uligeza shwazi ingqondo, especially into efana schizophrenia, because it's hallucinations, it's audio hallucinations, it's things that other people aren't seeing at other times, you know. So lando of la conversation of sizojonga njani thina ngabantu, they sometimes will keep those things a secret, and because they've learned to keep it a secret all their life or however long they've had it. But even if that, maybe some people are not gonna openly just discuss their mental health because it's something that they maybe haven't accepted yet. But I will feel betrayed, but I'm not gonna leave you. I want to understand, why did you feel like you can't share this with me? And now that we're here, Saitekli Shanjani, how do you usually do this? Eating indo, what's your routine? Blah 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 blah. But I wouldn't just be like, I feel to share.
Tando, you feel the same?
What she said.
Tando's not about to commit
like,
to this. She's not gonna,
No, I
I don't know.
I would. There's obviously a reason why he didn't disclose it in the beginning. It's like, oh, so I am going crazy, or maybe because men have this thing that women like to play on their vulnerabilities, like they'll use it in their time.
So basically, yeah, manipulate.
Not necessarily.
No,
it's a fear. I think men are, a lot of men, and again, I'll say black men, they're afraid of opening up and being
Yes,
vulnerable.
and being not a black man. So they'll fear that, oh, you was a dawe permanent.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you can be mean, Jay, but sometimes it's not the intention is to be mean. Can be Jay, like, oh yeah, you know, small things like that.
But I don't think it would be the right thing to say if you know that
it's never the right thing to
has
say.
this condition and you're gonna say,
Yeah.
whoa, Bali, like,
Yeah, it's never the right thing to
that'll
say.
be.
But
Aye.
the reality is that
Yeah.
bakhona
which is why men don't open up.
yeah.
I guess. I mean, I could ask men about this, the same question.
Yeah.
But would you leave if umdu did
Oh,
not
yeah.
disclose mental health? And I don't know if they would feel the same way, because I don't think they'll protect a lady by saying this is why they don't open up. I think men are very
don't know
different.
men don't
Men,
don't
I
know how to
think,
ucingela abantu. Well, how do you say it in English?
Thoughtfulness.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of
I think
thoughtfulness.
men are very direct. If I don't say valid,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
But I
But
don't
again,
want to
we
be a
can't
man.
speak for men. We'll get two guys, and
Two
they'll sit
single
here,
men.
and we'll ask them the same questions. I don't know who to get. I don't know.
Then invite the
if
single guys and the single girls, and let's.
yeah, so guys, where's the camera? Guys, I am looking for two gentlemen, preferably someone that I
no
know.
children.
I know there are people that watch this channel that engabaziyo but husband. If you can just if you're willing
Single
to
and no children.
single, why no children? I just want
No,
two
no,
single
to
guys.
have the same kind of conversation.
No, I want
Because
I want guys with
How would
children.
you feel about a
Maybe
guy?
one can have no child.
I want someone with a child who's gonna sit here and talk.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, we're gonna end it here. Thank you to the ladies. Guys, you can say goodbye. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yes, please, if there are any two guys, single and children or no children, doesn't matter, that want to be on this couch, that want to come and share their views about relationships, and all of those things, let me know. Especially if you know me and you've seen me around, great, then just let me know. Okay, write a comment down below. But also, guys, just try and answer some of these questions for yourselves and write them down below in the comment section. And then, like I said, we want to try and do a series ngoku for a couple of episodes up until Udedi is able to be back here and shooting a video with me. So if you guys have any other ideas of the kind of series I should host, please let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I did say I wanted to say this. I did say to Msi that I want to say this on camera. I wish he was here to say it himself. Guys, thank you so much for your support. We see the messages, the get well soon, the prayers, all of that. Siyazibona, we appreciate them. I really appreciate them, guys. If there's anything, if undifunde comment on that day and it's a positive comment, really it makes me want to sit here and shoot again. All right, so we appreciate it. Keep them coming. And yeah, I think that's it. Ladies, anything else from your side? Did you enjoy it?
It was good.
It was good. Do you feel exposed?
No.
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a part 2 where we ask them different types of questions.
Yeah.
Another time. Thank you so much. Somi Lona, Tando Gazi, signing out.
Peace.